So when he goes to plug in this jumper, if we do not hear the fuel pump starting to whine, then we are in for a huge problem. Oh, no way. They're going. Okay, I guess we can give it a start. Let's give it a try. Oh, we're so close. What? What's up, JR Garage? Oh, look at that Supra. Holy moly. What's up, JR Garage? Welcome back to the channel. So, you guys can read the title. No, it is not clickbait. The UGR 2000 horsepower Gallardo finally runs. Now, I want to do a quick little intro here because before we started filming and got the car running, we were working on the car for like 3 or 4 hours just trying to troubleshoot various things, getting different relays, getting different fuses and sockets and amperage readers and everything, trying to figure out what was wrong with the car and to get it running. So all of that time we weren't filming anything because really nothing was happening. But then we started to get some good leads and we were getting a little bit closer. So that's when we whipped out the cameras. So it starts abruptly. I'm just so pumped that we got it running. I mean, of course, Christian, he's the guru, he fixes all the cars, but I did help a little bit, but we both put our efforts together and we figured this out. So still some things we need to figure out to get it consistently running down the road, if that makes sense. You'll see what we did just to get it running this one time and for any time we want to start the car. We didn't go for a first drive yet. That's coming next video, probably like later tonight or tomorrow. We'll do a first drive. Super exciting stuff. Right now I'm headed over to Fountain Hills, Arizona because there's a concourse car show going on today. A bunch of old classics, exotics. Apparently there's gonna be hundreds and hundreds of cars there and it's a nice day. So I'm excited to see what that holds. And the last update is a few days ago, I was back home in Washington, D.C. after Miami. I had a quick trip in Miami for the 10X Growth Con with Grant Cardone, but I was back in D.C. Messing around with the BMW M3. We're debating shipping that out here or leaving it back home. The Model X is still in DC, as well as the Lamborghini Gallardo. We finally unwrapped the car, so boom. How do you guys think it looks? Comment down below. I think it looks absolutely incredible with the black Callisto wheels and the red interior. I think it looks phenomenal because this is a spec we've never really done before. When it was all black, we had the Huracan silver wheels on there, so we never had the black on black with the wheels, and I think it looks really good. So comment down below if you're excited for that, but we're probably going to be selling that car soon. And yeah, if you're interested, send us an email, jrgarage22@gmail.com. And the last thing is the Bentley. Bentley is running. Bentley is running. I never thought I'd say that, but anyway, coming in a future video. So lots to update you guys on. I know we haven't posted a lot. That's because we've been busy traveling all over the country, but more videos on the way. So I will stop talking. Enjoy the video, guys, and we will see you in the next one. All right, guys, so we just got off the phone with our buddy Nico, and he was talking to me, and he's like, hey, was the battery off for like any extended period of time, or did you happen to get like a new key for the car or anything like that? And I'm like, I mean, yeah, the battery was off for a while. It was like unplugged and it was completely dead for months on end. He's like, that could be your issue. So we're like, what are you talking about? He's like, the key fobs will get out of sync with the car, so they won't be connected to the car in a way, and the car will kick in its security system, and in a sense, it'll just cut fuel to the car.
Yes. And we should have thought of that because the Ferraris with their immobilizer, that happens every other time when you just forget to hit that immobilizer button, especially on the 355.
So he's like, resync the key fob. Like, again, we're doing this step by step. He said, unlock the car, go in with your finger holding down the unlock, put it to the 2 position, yep. Take it back out, let go of it, and it should be synced. That's what he says. We've never done this.
We'll know if it's synced if we can hit the unlock button.
Because right now, watch, nothing goes off in the car. So it's like it's got unsynced.
It's gotta be it.
So,
and cutting fuel,
fingers crossed.
Cutting fuel, causing our fuel pumps not to run.
This could be it. So I'm going inside.
Gotta be.
And then put it in into 2. I don't know how long to hold it down for.
We'll probably give it at least 10, 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yep. Oh, that was a great sign. The turn signals just flashed. I think That was a good sign.
If this works. Yo! Okay. That's obviously different because we did it before. Nothing lit up and now it is synced.
Why?
So now we're hoping the fuel pumps start to go.
That's true. Just by opening this door.
Please. Oh. Why?
No.
Come on.
Put the key in the ignition, see if it goes.
What the heck?
That was really promising. All right, we're gonna give it a go anyway.
What? No.
Back to the drawing board.
drawing.
All right, so now we're looking at the fuel pump relays. We've tested the supply power on the relay and it's getting 12 volts, and we've taken the relays and given them power to the coil, and you can hear the switch go back and forth. So it's either not getting some information to the coil, to the first and second pins. Gonna be a throwback to 944 days. The DME, the fuel pump relays, went out all the time, and so they would just be jumper pins like 30 to 87, I think it was, but on this car they're labeled differently. But it's just to the normally open, what's normally open, we need to close that switch and make them run all the time. So here's the relay. So on these relays there'll always be a diagram. So pin number 3 is always getting power, and it is switching it between number 4 is the normally on and number 5 is the normally off. So it switches to the 5th pin to give the fuel pump the power. And so we're just going to jump 3, which has the power, to 5, which needs the power, because 1 and 2, although this relay is working, we can hear it click when we give 1 and 2 power, the coil. There's something in the car that's not giving the power to the 1 and 2 coil to move over the switch. So we're just going to jump it. So just a simple wire with 2 spades on it, and we're going to plug it in. So when he goes to plug in this jumper, if we do not hear the fuel pump starting to whine, then we are in for a huge problem. That almost certainly means the fuel pumps are to blame. And remember, there's 3 of them and they cost thousands and thousands of dollars. So that would be not fun at all. But hopefully we start hearing them whine when he jumps it. But I don't know, we're kind of leaning toward the fuel pumps being bad, but we're about to find out. All right, tell me when you're about to hit it. All right, guys, moment of truth. Will they start whining? Come on, come on. Oh, no way. What? They're going. Okay, jump the other one. There they go. There's the other one. Right. Get in there. Oh my gosh, okay, holy cow. They're both going. Okay, I guess we can give it a start. Let's give it a try. Come on, please. Oh, we're so close. What? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Guys, it's running. All right, Christian's gonna listen to it. I think it's idling pretty good. Dude, it's idling at 1,000 RPMs. That's right where it should be. No check engine lights. It sounds like it's just purring away. It's not leaking any fluid. Yes, this is just so exciting to hear it run, because for a while we didn't know what could be wrong. We knew it was the fuel pumps, but we were afraid that we would have to replace the fuel pumps. They'd be super expensive. So we're super happy about this. However, we're not 100% there because the fuel has jumped right now. The fuel pumps are
yeah, we got to figure out what's causing the relays not to work.
Yeah.
Wow, all right. Very small rev, first rev. Oh shit. Oh snap. That was like a tenth of the drop. Boom, guys, there you have it. What a sense of just relief, and we did it.
That's the best word, relief and accomplishment. So
wow, this feels so good. So like he said, we still have to figure out why the relays aren't working, why we had to jump it to get the pumps to go. We're not really sure, but we're gonna do some digging, but at least we got it to run. I mean, we couldn't drive it anyway, so it doesn't matter. So what do we still need to do? What can they expect next video? Christian, give them a quick rundown.
So we're gonna have to put the radiator back in there.
Yep, to match the other side.
Bleed the brakes, fill the brake fluid, and then also bleed the clutch because it's the same thing. And so because, remember that one stupid little brake line had a little cut in it and leaked out all of our brake fluid. So, but oh well, we get to have fresh new brake fluid in there. And then
everything's good back here. We'll do an oil change soon.
Yeah.
Before we get running boosts and really going crazy, all the fluids will be changed.
Yeah.
Get everything nice and fresh. So expect that next video, and then we still need to order the other 2 HRE wheels. So still some stuff to do, but huge progress. I hope you guys are excited. Comment down below. What do you guys think? How do you think what do you think of the sound? Yeah. To be honest, a little quieter than I thought starting up.
Those darn huge turbos.
Yeah, sucking up all the exhaust note. But when you give it, we just did some very light revs, but you could hear those turbos spooling up, and you can hear this car would be a vicious monster on a bigger rev or a full throttle pull.
Yeah. Well, and then it's bumpers back on and drive this car a lot.
We have a bump. We have a Verde Ithaca front bumper that's going to be coming that we're buying, so it'll bolt right up. Should be just fine. Match perfectly with the paint. I know it looks terrible up here, but really it's not too much to go. Like you said, the radiator and everything, the headlights, and then the front bumper, and then that's just the luggage compartment. Anyway, guys, I want to see you guys in the comment section down below. Show some love. The green car is alive. Oh my gosh, and that was the stage number 2 setting out of 4, so that, I mean, if we were driving it would be like 1250 wheel horsepower. I think they rated that on MS109, and then full Q16 craziness, 40 PSI of boost, that gets you the magical 1,850 approximate wheel horsepower, meaning over 2,000 at the crank. So all you keyboard warriors who are like, who do you think you are? This car doesn't make over 800 horsepower. No. Look it up. Underground Racing 2R, 2,000 horsepower at the crank. One of the fastest cars in the world. So yeah, pretty cool. Hope you guys are excited as we are. Drop a comment down below, like we said. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for next video. We will have this thing. We hope to have this thing driving on the road. All right, hope you guys enjoy your rest of your day. Take care. See you in the next one.